All right, I'm going to tell you a problem that young men are facing in India, not just women. And I can assure you that if you're not from India, you would find it very funny. You would laugh. But if you're from India, most probably you will be like, no, this is not a laughing matter. This is a very serious problem. Okay. What is what is that issue? Young men and women, and I'm not exaggerating, young men and women, after they finish college, 20, 25, 30, that age group, they are being pressurized into getting married. Okay? Seriously, this is not a fabricated story. This is not, I'm not trying to create a new narrative. They are actually being pressurized into marriage, so much so that some of them are even being forced, blackmailed, um, pushed beyond their will, pushed beyond their will, and to the extent where some of them even send me messages where uh, I just want to commit suicide. See, if a girl would tell me that they are making me marry this guy I don't like and I'm going to commit suicide, but when a guy tells me that, you know for a fact that this must be a serious problem. Like initially, like I used to think that okay, this is one person's problem or two persons' problem. He's a simp or whatever. But you'll be surprised to know that this problem exists. I mean, in a on a very large scale in India. Okay, I'll tell you how did I come for this topic. How did this topic idea come? I will not give you the specific details of this guy, but I'll tell you what our conversation was yesterday. Okay, this chap, he has been following my content for quite some time, and he wanted my advice. Okay, fine, all right, what? So he said, "Sir, it is with regards to marriage." So I was a little free, and I was like, "Oh, yeah. Okay, ask what you want." Okay, I said, if it's simple, this thing. But if it's going to take my time and all that, maybe I'll ask you to pay money or charge you money. So he said, please, sir, just, I don't have the resources to pay you money, but I need your help badly. I said, okay, just type it out. Tell me, what is it? Long story short, this guy, he has just completed, his master's. He started off very successful in terms of his career, and he's having now a startup business which seems to be growing. So he's doing pretty well financially. Okay, just imagine, young man is doing well financially, and he's staying with his mother and father. Most of the Indians, they stay with their mother and father. But now the mother and father, because he is financially stable or because he is growing, now they've told him, see, listen, we kept quiet for so long. You have to get married. Okay. And we'll give you a very simple choice. Either you choose the girl who you want, or you have to get married or choose the girl among the choices we make. And you have to. Why? The question why? Because we are getting old, parents are getting old, and we will not be around for much longer. We want to see our grandchildren. I want to play with my grandson, granddaughter, and we want to know that you're settled down. Okay. Uh, and this is not like a one-time thing. They kept having multiple conversations with him to the point now he's literally, it's like he has lost his peace of mind. He comes home and they talk and they argue about this. Okay. And it reached such a point where when he was chatting with me, he said, sir, I don't want to marry the girl that my mother and father choose. Like Russell Peters, oh, we'll find you a nice boy, that kind. It may sound funny, but for him, the poor guy, it's like, I know you'll say, grow a pair of balls, man, just leave the house. If life was so easy, none of us would have problems. The thing is, his upbringing, his culture, his tradition, the place where he lives, there are a lot of things that have shaped his personality. Yes, you can call him a simp. He is not a man who's independent, but this is the Indian culture, family together. Like they stay. Imagine, even though he has a startup, even though he has a career, even though he has an MBA, even though good personality, everything, he stays with his mother and father. He takes care of them, and he listens to them. Okay, so in a way, it's really applaudable. Like, wow, you listen to your mother and father, but on the other side, it's listening a bit too much. Okay, so now he told me that I don't want to marry who my parents select. I have two girls. I said, okay. So tell me, what about those two girls? So, without giving specifics, one girl is very ambitious, highly educated, comes from a good family, wants a great career, very good in bed, very passionate, great sex, and very romantic. Okay, comparatively better looking than the other girl. But this girl is demanding. The other girl is just normal education, it seems, just till degree or whatever. Not ambitious. Sex is very boring, vanilla, not great. She's not very crazy about sex. And she wants to be a housewife, or, yeah, and she wants a small family. Like, kid immediately, the other one doesn't want a kid. So he asked me which one to get married to. I just, he is asking me who should he get married to. I told him, say, listen, I'm not going to tell you who to marry. Okay, that's not my job. But I definitely can tell you one thing, that any man, any man or woman on this planet who has to ask somebody else, irrespective who they are, whom should I marry, or should I marry? Means you're not ready for marriage, boss. Marriage is not. Marriage is not about keeping mom and dad happy. Marriage is not about our deadline. I have to marry one. And marriage is also not about sex. Like he said, I enjoy sex with this female. I don't enjoy sex. You don't get married to someone for sex. Sex is very important in marriage. But you don't get married to someone for sex. Better than that, just have a girlfriend and shag as much as you want. So then he kept saying, like, sir, but I don't know what to do if I don't marry my parents. I asked him a couple of questions. Okay, and why am I sharing this with you is because if in case your situation is a such where your parents are asking you to marry, consider these questions. Okay. The first biggest one that I'm going to ask you, see, who's getting married to that girl? Who's getting married? Or if you're a girl, who's getting married to them? It's not your mother. It's not your father. It's not her father. It's not her mother. It's you are getting married to this individual, this person. So if tomorrow there is a problem, tomorrow there is a fight, tomorrow there is an issue, tomorrow you both are ready to kill each other, what are you going to call your mother and father to interfere and mediate between two? Do you enjoy that? Having your mother and father come into the picture, her mother and father, and they talk, because they're not going to talk. Her parents are going to side her, your parents are going to side you, and it's going to be a bigger headache. Take it from me, in-laws, they are just polite and courteous, but they will support only their ward or their child or their son or their daughter. And the other side is going to be looked upon as a opposing camp. So if tomorrow you have problems, are you going to bring your mother and father to sort out your issues? And if you do, it's going to be a bigger mess and bigger headache, bigger drama. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, see, when people want to get married now, they, like, let's say the girl is pressurizing you. No, please get married. We have to get married and this and that. It is her agenda or it is the other person's agenda. It is not your agenda. You, if tomorrow you marry the person and the person doesn't turn out to match your expectations, let's say the person is not as sweet and loving as you thought the person was, the person is hot tempered, the person does things you don't like, the person and you have fights every day, you're going to think about all the things that you gave up to be with that person. You could have married another girl, you gave it up. Your freedom to go with your friends, you gave it up. Your salary that was totally yours, now you have to use it to take care of the entire family. You have to regret that. You cannot get divorced easily. And if you do get divorced, maybe it's going to be a 7 year long complicated process, which is the time frame for divorce in India. So are you prepared to waste those 7 years? And then, the biggest thing of all is getting married to someone and realizing at some point, this is not the one who I'm in love with. This is not the one who I wanted to be with. This is not the one who I dreamt about. And to live a life with regret, I am married to someone I'm not in love with, where I could have been married to someone who I could really love. I'll tell you, it will eat you up inside. You will not feel like eating, sleeping. You'll just feel like your life is totally wasted, man. It's like a fucking curse. You want to live that life. And I asked this guy this question also. Today, when the girl is young, she has a good physique or average or acceptable physique. She's very sweet. She's very nice, very romantic, very caring. After you get married, after the honeymoon phase is over, once she gives birth and she puts on weight, and Indian women are infamous for putting on lots of weight, lots. If you want to see how fat the person will be, just look at their family, the mother, father, look at the aunts, see the other sisters. The size that they have is the size your spouse is going to be. And that time, you're not going to fantasize about sex with someone who is having all blubber and fat all over, sweaty, stinky. You'll not get turned on. When you see porn, okay, unless you are the type of guy who likes to see fat, heavy duty aunties and uncles, but you definitely want someone who has a decent physique, like not with, saggy everything. So there will hardly be any sex. Romance will be non existent because both of you have enough stress. Both of you are not going to be very polite, very nice, very sweet. You're just going to be to the point. Hey, I want this. Hey, I want that. And then if you have a child, your entire focus will be earning money and taking care of the child and paying the bills of the house. And then because you listen to your parents, you have to take care of your mother and father. She has to take care of her mother and father. So are you comfortable living that kind of a life with someone whom you're not sure that you're in love with? You're not sure that you want to marry? See, if it doesn't come from within, you should not do it, boss. I know it's very easy for me to talk here, sitting here, because I don't have parents, I don't have society, I don't have uncles, aunts. I am not born into that culture of India. And yes, I'm in my 50s. I did whatever shit I wanted. I'm not in your shoes. Very easy for me to talk. But what I'm speaking to you, what I'm telling you is wisdom from experience. Not only from my own life and my own mistakes, it is from so many clients that I have had to give advice to, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a separation, whether it's regular fights. And, we are living in a day and age today where you have this smartphone of yours, this device. This one device can destroy lives because you have a device with the internet connection that you can connect to anyone in the world, with apps that allow you to have intimate conversations, intimate chats with someone alone, frustrated, or some guy or girl. And all it takes is hi, just one hi. And if this person is lonely or manipulative or wants some benefit out of you, and they respond hi, finished, you get hooked. You can sit in the privacy of your room, you can sit in the toilet, you can sit while going in the car, you can sit while walking or doing exercise. Before, in the days before this phone and internet, if you had to meet another person, guy or girl, you have to literally physically be there so everyone watches you. So because of that pressure, because you don't want your name, you don't want people talking, hey, I saw him that day with that lady and all that, you will at least be discouraged to do it. But with this, you can even put on the cam and look at the person, and there are people who do sexual things with it. Take off your clothes and look at each other and talk sexy and transfer money and, oh, I love you. And it encourages you to do things you'd not normally do in the real world, because it's a privacy of the four walls of anonymity. Nobody knows apart from you and that person. So in today's day and age, to make a marriage successful, to make a relationship successful is very, very, very hard. And what's more is, remember, just as you have access to the internet, the girl has also access to the internet. And maybe in your case, you just want sex and fun. Maybe in her case, she would want love. And have you even considered the fact that when she will look at other people, other women, she sees, oh, he bought her a gold chain, he bought her a car, he took her for a holiday. She will make those demands. Oh, see, they love each other. They did this. You're not doing this for me. And she will nag you until you give it to her. What will you do, man? And when you see other people being so happy together, romantically involved, where they truly love each other, where they have the freedom, or they, are doing things which are fun, it will kill you inside, man. So just imagine, just to keep your father and mother happy. Anyway, they are old. Anyway, they are going to die. They will be there for 5 years, 10 years, whatever. They have already experienced their life. They have lived their life. They will die and there'll be no problems. You will be stuck for the rest of your life with this problem that they gave you. Then what are you going to do? Spit on their grave and curse their spirit or their dead bodies? There are even people that I know who married for the mother and father, and after a few months, the mother died or father died. They did the dying wish. But after the parents died, made them happy. But their life is miserable. Husband and wife are fighting day and night. And, I've had these calls where the guy saying, why the fuck did I get married, man? Why the fuck? My mother was going to die anyway. If I just kept quiet and held on, she would have died. At least I would have had peace of mind, the freedom. Because remember, in India, the laws favor the female, not the guy. So what do you do if tomorrow there is a serious litigation? Even this guy, I told him, boss, you have two girls. You're having sex with both. If either of them find out, they can make a police case. And they'll say, just to have sex with me, he gave me a fake this thing of marriage, and now he's having sex with this other girl. What you'll do? You'll get fucked, right? So, anyway, I told him what he has to know. The question is, will he listen? That's a very big question, which I guess most people, they do whatever the hell they want. But overall, I had to tell him the truth, at least my version of it. He asked me to analyze both the girls. I analyzed people in seconds. I told him, look at the photograph only. I gave him all the traits about it. He was shocked. I said, this is her characteristic. This is the other girl's characteristic. This is your characteristic. He was shocked. I said, I'm not going to charge you anything for it, but don't fuck up your life here. See, there are a lot more other things in life than marriage. Marriage is a responsibility. Marriage is taking on someone else's financial headache, someone else's emotional headache, someone else's physical headache. When you're single, you have freedom. Once you get into a relationship, that freedom goes 50%. Once you get married, you can't do. You think, I can just go for a holiday anywhere? You think I can just go meet any girl or have any fun? Not that I can't. I can. In my case, my wife can't do anything much. But for me, because I take my marriage seriously, because I truly love the person, I love my child, I love my wife, I'm going to do it. So what I'm telling you is the freedom is gone. The independence is gone. It's not like before, man. Anyway, I told him what I had to. At the end of the day, you do what you want. But don't buckle under pressure, because if you do, it's going to be a curse. Because if you're not in love with a person, if you are not in love, if you don't want, but you're doing it out of pressure, it's going to fuck up. And it's going to fuck up big time. Anyway, this is what I told him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You agree, disagree? I'd love to hear what you have to say. And do let me know, is this a very serious issue in your part of the world, among your family members, among the people that you know? I would love to hear what you have to say. Good, bad, ugly, feel free, comment down below. This is me signing off. Take care.